Hello guys. As it stands now, it seems Sonia is really hurting many people with her Zosain. Sonia is really smart and knows how to take best decisions. People are actually pressed that Sonia is making boss moves at her age. Like, instead of celebrating her, they're in their feelings. But honestly, when you're shining that bright, shade is inevitable. I've seen this pattern so many times in the industry. Someone young comes up and starts doing amazing things, and suddenly everyone who's been around longer feels threatened. It's like they forget that there's enough space for everyone to win. Sonia didn't take anything from anybody. She created her own lane. She worked for her sport, but some people can't see past their own insecurities to acknowledge that. The energy should be about learning from her, seeing what she's doing right, and applying it to your own journey. But instead, people choose to be bitter and talk behind her back. That's the unfortunate reality of success. When you're winning, not everyone is going to be happy for you. And that's something Sonia is learning early. I've been hearing whispers, and apparently some actresses are not happy about Sonia's producer status. The girl is young and already running things. That kind of success will always make people uncomfortable, no cap. Think about it, she's out here making executive decisions, greenlighting projects, and basically operating at a level that people twice her age are still trying to. That's going to bruise some egos. Plain and simple. These actresses probably thought they had more time before someone from the younger generation would be in a position to make those kinds of moves. But Sonia came through and disrupted the whole system. She's not waiting for permission or waiting her turn like people expected her to. She saw an opportunity and she grabbed it with both hands. Now she's a producer, calling shots, and some people are looking at her success like it's a personal attack on them. It's not about her age really, it's about the fact that she's outworking people, and it shows. Let's be real here. Sonia didn't just take the spotlight, she snatched it. And now everyone's looking at her like, who gave her permission? But that's what happens when you're talented and bold. She came into the industry and immediately started making noise. Her projects were getting attention. People were talking about her work, and before you know it, she became the name on everyone's lips. Some of the established actresses who were used to being the center of attention suddenly found themselves sharing that space, or even worse, watching Sonia take it completely. And you know how this industry is. People get comfortable in their positions. They get used to being the go-to person, the one everyone wants to work with. So when someone new comes and disrupts that, it creates tension. Sonia is not trying to make enemies. She's just doing what she loves and doing it exceptionally well. But in the process, she's making some people realize they've been sleeping on their own careers. And that's a hard pill to swallow. The YouTube producer space is already competitive, right? So imagine someone coming through and doing it better than people who've been there longer. Of course, they're going to feel some type of way about Sonia leading. These producers have been grinding, building their audiences, figuring out the algorithm, and doing everything possible to stay relevant. Then Sonia enters the scene and somehow manages to do it all better and faster. Her content is hitting different, her engagement is through the roof, and her growth is something people can only dream of. That's intimidating for anyone who's been in the game. They start questioning themselves, wondering what they're doing wrong, why Sonia's formula is working so well. Some of them are probably looking at her success and feeling like they wasted time, like they should have been doing things differently. But instead of taking notes and adapting, they choose to be resentful. They want to see her fail, just so they can feel better about their own position. It's a toxic mindset, but it's real. Here's the thing about Sonia though. She's got a pure heart. Even with all the success, she's still lifting others up. But people will still find a way to be bitter because jealousy doesn't care about your good intentions. I've watched her give opportunities to people who were struggling to get noticed. She's featured actors in her projects who were practically unknown before working with her. She shares the spotlight willingly, promotes other people's work, and genuinely wants to see everyone win. You would think that kind of generosity would make people love her more, right? But instead, some people look at it as her showing off, like she's rubbing her success in their faces. They twist her kindness into something negative because they can't stand the fact that she's doing well and still being a good person. It's like they want her to be arrogant or selfish, so they have a valid reason to dislike her, but she won't give them that satisfaction, and it bothers them even more. I heard some folks saying Sonia makes other actor producers look bad because she's too generous with giving people shine. Like, how is that even a complaint? But I guess when you're not doing enough yourself, someone else's generosity exposes you. Think about it. If you're an actor producer and you're keeping all the spotlight to yourself, barely giving your cast any recognition, and then here comes Sonia doing the complete opposite and thriving from it, you're going to look stingy in comparison. Her approach is showing people that collaboration and generosity actually work. She's proving that you don't have to hoard all the attention to be successful. In fact, sharing the spotlight is making her more loved and respected. So now other producers are getting called out by their own audiences. People are asking them why they can't be more like Sonia, why they don't promote their cast the way she does. And instead of taking that feedback and improving, they blame Sonia for setting a standard they're not willing to meet. That's wild to me. Not everyone is going to clap for you, even when you're doing good. Sonia could give someone the world and they'd still find something to criticize. That's just how this industry moves. She could literally hand someone a career-changing role, promote them on all her platforms, and give them credit for everything, and they'd still find a way to complain or spread negativity about her. Because some people are just miserable by nature. They can't celebrate anyone's success without feeling like it diminishes their own. The industry is full of people like that. People who smile in your face but talk behind your back. People who benefit from your kindness but still try to tear you down when you're not around. Sonia is learning this lesson in real time. She's seeing that no matter how good you are to people, no matter how much you share, there will always be someone who's unhappy. And the sooner you accept that reality, the easier it becomes to keep moving forward without letting it affect you. That nomination she got in February last year really lit a fire under her. You can see it in how hard she's been working. Awards do that to people. They make you want to prove you deserve it, and then some. Before the nomination, Sonia was already doing well, but after that recognition, something shifted. It's like she realized the industry was watching, that people were taking her seriously, and she couldn't afford to slow down. She started taking on more challenging projects, experimenting with different genres, pushing herself creatively in ways she hadn't before. The nomination validated her work, but it also added a pressure. Now she had something to live up to, a reputation to maintain, and instead of crumbling under that pressure, she used it as fuel. Every project since then has been her way of saying that nomination wasn't a fluke, I belong here. You can see the difference in her work, the intentionality, the attention to detail. She's not just creating content anymore, she's crafting art, and it's because that nomination reminded her what she's capable of. What I respect about Sonia is that she doesn't wait for one source of motivation. She finds it everywhere, keeps pushing herself. That's why she's showing versatility that others can't match. Some people need external validation to stay motivated. They need awards, recognition, or praise from others to keep going. But Sonia has figured out how to motivate herself from within. She looks at her past work and wants to do better. She sees other creators doing amazing things and it inspires her to level up. She reads comments from her audience and finds motivation in their support. She even uses criticism as fuel, turning negative energy into determination. That's a rare quality, the ability to find motivation from multiple sources instead of depending on just one thing. And because of that, she's never stagnant. She's always evolving, always trying something new, always pushing boundaries. While other people are waiting for the perfect opportunity or the right moment to make a move. Sonia is out here creating her own opportunities and making every moment count. At the end of the day, Sonia's success story is making people evaluate themselves and they don't like what they're seeing. Instead of using her as inspiration, they're choosing envy. But she's going to keep winning regardless. Her wins are holding up a mirror to people who haven't been putting in the same effort, who've been comfortable with mediocrity, who've been making excuses instead of making moves. And that's uncomfortable for them. It's easier to hate on Sonia than to admit they could be doing more with their own careers. It's easier to call her lucky or say she had connections than to acknowledge the work she's putting in. But here's the thing, their opinions don't change her reality. Sonia is still going to wake up every day and chase her dreams. She's still going to create, produce, and build her empire. The people who are mad today will still be mad tomorrow, and she'll still be winning. That's just how it goes. Success doesn't wait for everyone to be comfortable with it, and Sonia understands that better than most. Alright guys, that's the gist for now. Have a lovely day. Bye.